When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay, cause I could draw, my uncle was, and I kept my room straight. I told my mom, tears rushing down my face, she's like, Ben, you've loved girls since before pre-K, tripping. Yeah, I guess she had a point, didn't she? Bunch of stereotypes all in my head. I remember doing the math, like, yeah, I'm good at Little League. A preconceived idea of what it all meant. But those that like the same sex had the characteristics.
For years, queer people have been persecuted against. They have suffered through hate, riots, and personal attacks just for wanting to be themselves. It's time for this word to bring communities together instead of being used as an insult to break communities down.
Still fears what we don't know. God loves all his children. It's somehow forgotten, but we paraphrase a book written 30.
To me, someone that's queer is someone who doesn't know what they want to identify as sexually. And I think today it's viewed in a very negative way, but it shouldn't be.
So queer to me is like an overarching term for the entire LGBT plus community that's used for like, that everyone can use who like doesn't fit in with a specific definition.
And do you think it's positive or negatively used these days?
I think it used to be a really negative word. I think queer kind of used to be like an insult for people that was supposed to be like weird or like not normal. But I think now like queer is definitely being taken back by the LGBT community, and we're kind of using it as this positive, like more general definition.
The New York Times released an article talking about the new meaning of queer. The meaning of queer has changed over the last few decades. It has gone from being a slur to being reclaimed by the LGBTQ community. The article discusses how the word queer means different things to different people. Just like the word gay used to mean happy, the word queer used to mean strange. Now this community is using this word as an umbrella term to help people in such a diverse community feel as though they have a place to fit in. Being Queer Means by Nadia Chow gives another point of view from a person from the queer community. She states that being queer can define someone's sexual orientation, and when people use it to define themselves, it is not because they necessarily understand the full meaning of the very complicated word, but it is because it makes them feel like they belong and are a part of something. People are coming together and uniting in places such as pride parades, where love is universally accepted, and showing people they were born this way.
Exist in the gray areas. I can be undefined, and that is okay.
I think probably the hardest thing for me when I came out in high school was not knowing what label to use. I thought that my confusion with my presentation was just me trying to fit into one of those boxes, butch versus femme versus lipstick. I was experiencing really deep dysphoria that was more related to my gender than my sexuality. Knowing that ultimately being a part of the queer community means more than any other label would have really helped me a lot.
In February of 2018, a new series hit Netflix, shocking some people but pleasing most. Queer Eye is a positive show that shows being queer is okay and helps people transform their lifestyles to live a happier life. Queer Eye talks about subjects such as coming out, being your true self, and standing up for what you believe is right. This article on Queer Eye talks about how Queer Eye isn't your usual makeover show. It brings together people of all sexes, races, and nationalities, or even political views. The show is about honesty and discussing people's differences, and shows how cisgender people, which are people who identify as the gender they were assigned at birth, can still have so much in common with queer people. In the end, it doesn't matter your gender, race, nationality, religion, or sexual identity. It matters what kind of person you are. It is time for queer to be reclaimed and redefined. The years of hate and persecution on the LGBTQ community needs to end. Humans are humans despite small differences that mean nothing in the grand scheme of it all. Queer people are just like anyone else, and it is time to take back the word and give it to a community that needs it. Queer is happy, queer is an identity, queer is love, queer is a community.